Good afternoon, First Baptist Church. It's Thanksgiving week, and we're still in the book of Jude. So let me share my screen as we start to talk about Jude, verse 3. The first thing we should see is this contrast. There's a contrast between believers and unbelievers. When he says the word beloved, this should point us towards this common salvation that we see. And he is eager to write to them. He wants to write to these people about the things that Christ has done in his life. I mean, you understand, this is Jesus's brother. He didn't believe that he was the Christ, the Messiah, and now he does. And he wants to write to them about what Jesus did for him. But the problem is there's some division. There's some people infiltrating the church. So we see that. He found it necessary to write, appearing to contend for the faith, right? There's something to contend for. This belief in Jesus Christ, true Christianity, Orthodox Christianity, right, has been delivered to the saints once and for all. Once saved, always saved. But this group of Gnostics have crept in unnoticed. These are people that were long ago destined for condemnation. So we can contrast these two things. We have believers and unbelievers, ungodly people. And how are they ungodly? Well, they pervert the grace of God. And then it uses this word sensuality, right? So what they're doing is they're saying, well, I can believe in Jesus over here. I've separated the physical and the spiritual world. I believe in Jesus, but I can do whatever I want because there's this ultimate freedom and grace in Christ. And I get that there's freedom. But the freedom is not to sin and to hold ourselves in bondage. The freedom is not to deny our master and Lord. And that's what we do. When we deny the teachings of Jesus, when we deny the lifestyle that he's given us, this freedom that Christ has given us, then we deny Jesus Christ. And we don't ever want to deny Jesus. If we're living in the world, we're living in bondage, and we shouldn't have a desire to live in bondage. I was listening to not Joby Martin. I was listening to J.D. Greer the other day. And he told a story about a guy that was playing basketball, and he was all tatted up. And I'm not saying that a ton of tattoos makes you bad, but the guy that was playing basketball was cussing like a sailor. He was talking about all his women and all the conquests that he's had with women. He was just being actually part of the world. And JD thought it was important for him to witness to him. And what was amazing is JD started to witness to him. And the guy goes, "Hey, that's pretty cool. Are you witnessing to me?" And JD says, "Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. How do you know that?" And he says, "I was a believer for a while. And in fact, I still hold to this grace. I can do whatever I want. And you guys tell me that I'm saved, always saved. So I gave my life to Christ. I prayed a prayer once, and I get to do whatever I want. And if when I die, if you're right, I still go to heaven. If you're wrong, I don't know about it anyways." And that's not what God is talking about here. He's saying when Christ comes in us, when we accept Christ and surrender to him, there should be a desire in our heart to live differently, to hate sin, and to love Jesus. So is that what your life is like? And are we thankful for it that Christ changed us and gave us that freedom as we move into this Thanksgiving week? So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.